Morning, students. Today we'll talk about asexual reproduction in lower organisms and plants. Yesterday we took simple examples of binary fission and multiple fission. Some more examples I will be taking today. In this diagram, you are able to first see zoospores of Clydomonas. So actually, what are the zoospores? Zoospores are special kind of motile and flagellate spores produced inside the zoosporangia. They are generally naked. Naked means they are without cell wall, and their flagella help to swim in aquatic habitat. Most common example is Clydomonas and Eulothrix also. Now in the next, you are able to see conidia and penicillium. They are formed in penicillium and other ascomycetes. Conidia are non-motile spores produced singly or in chains by constriction at the tip of special hyphae branches called conidiophores. They are produced exogenously. Now next, you are able to see budding in hydra. So budding in hydra, we yesterday also talked about it. There are two types of birds. Some birds are exogenously and some birds are endogenously. The example of exogenous budding, external budding means external budding is hydra. In this type, budding is an outgrowth which grows externally on the surface of the body. The bud may split away from the parent and take up in an independent existence as in hydra. And the next example of endogenous budding means internal budding, that is gemmule formation. Gemmule formation occurs in sponges. Example is spongilla, and in this gemmules are formed inside the body of organism. And gemmules consist of small groups of cells which are also called archeocytes. Archeocytes enclosed by protective coat. During favorable conditions, the mass of archeocytes comes out through micropyle and forms a new colony. Micropyle is the is name given to the mouth of the organism. In this picture, you are able to see first of all tubers. Tubers, most common example of tuber is potato. You might have seen potatoes where they are having nodes or eyes on their body. These have buds. These buds produce new plantlets when a stem tuber or a part of it having an eye is placed in the soil. You can also keep it in the cotton, moist cotton, and get the plantlet. Now the next common example, you are able to see the picture, that is rhizome of ginger. So rhizomes are mainly underground stems which store food for pollination during unfavorable conditions, and these buds are going to make new aerial shoots during favorable conditions. Example is turmeric and ginger and banana also. So next common example you are able to see in this picture, that is bulbil of agave. Bulbils are basically multicellular fleshy buds that take part in vegetative propagation. These are modified floral buds that develop on flowering axis. They remain attached to floral axis and germinate. Example is pineapple and agave, oxalis, etc. So next common example is of a leaf bud, that is bryophyllum. In this, leaves are helping in vegetative propagation, just like in bryophyllum. The leaf margins of bryophyllum form in favorable conditions on their margins. They are going to form adventitious buds, and they are giving out some leaves also. When these buds fall down on the soil and they are and get moisture, and then they are going to make new plantlets. From one plant we can make many plants from by this method, and this is the most common example is bryophyllum, as well as one more example we can talk about begonia. So next example you can see in this offset of water hyacinth. Offsets of water hyacinths are these are 1 internode long runners. Runners are basically green horizontal branches. Runners, the most common example of runner is doob grass. Doob grass is also called cynodon, which propagates by runner method. So offsets are basically aquatic occurs in aquatic plants. Breaking of offsets help in propagation. Example is Eisschornia. Simple name of Eisschornia is water hyacinth, common name. Water hyacinth is also called terror of Bengal. It is the aquatic plant which is one of the most invading weeds. Weeds find growing in standing water. So it takes oxygen from the water that causes death of many fishes. This plant was introduced in India for its beautiful flowers and shape of leaves. It can propagate vegetatively by offset at the first time, and it spreads at very fast rate and in a very short time. It's very difficult to remove it, and by this many fishes and the organisms which are living in water, they die because there is lack of oxygen.